Good morning, everybody. It's a brand new year. I want to wish you all a prosperous and a happy 2023. May all 365 days be blessed. Today, I am going to make a recipe out of a Woolworths Cookbook, new step-by-step herb and spices cookbook. And it is a soup recipe on page 27. Now, I know in South Africa we in the middle of a very hot summer, but in other parts of the world it is winter and very cold. And if you eat, unless you eat salad or cold meat cuts, you will sit down and eat a warm meal. And my aim is to empty my pantry cupboard and my freezers, and I had some pasta, small pasta shapes in the pantry, and I've decided to make this. Now, I don't know if I'm ever going to get to empty my freezers and my pantry, because I choose a recipe for something that I have in my pantry, and then I go and buy 8 other ingredients so that I can make this specific recipe, and then I fill up my pantry again. This is a very nice recipe. My neighbor gifted me some fresh aubergines, eggplant, out of her garden. And I have chosen a recipe to make that as well, which goes with a tomato herb sauce. And the tomatoes, the garlic, and don't ask me why I'm going to put red chili in, because I'm not somebody for hot burny food, but I am going to put red chilies in, and those 3 ingredients are in both recipes. So this is a tomato soup with pasta and basil. I'm going to try and read without my glasses here. Preparation 25 minutes, total cooking time 35 minutes, and it serves 4 people. I am also going to double the recipe and make some of the ingredients slightly more, but that is what I do, because I this looks like a delicious soup. I am planning to eat a much bigger portion than a hotel serving, and McDavid also gets a good healthy portion. And yeah, so I'm once again not going to keep to the exact recipe. So this recipe asks for 3 large ripe tomatoes. So I'm going to use 8, because I'm doubling it and my tomatoes are fairly small. So there's 8 medium, not really medium, smallish size ripe tomatoes. Then there's going to go in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to double it, remember. I'm going to give the 4 serving recipe. 1 medium onion finely cut. I'm going to put in, this one turned out to be a bit small, so I'm going to put in those 3 onions. 1 clove garlic crushed. 1 small red capsicum finely chopped. I'm only going to put in 1, even though I am doubling the recipe, because I'm not keen on chili. 4 cups chicken or vegetable stock. I'm going to use Ina Parman vegetable stock. I have not mixed the vegetable stock yet. That is some of my pasta water. The latest tendency nowadays is to use your pasta water. And it makes sense, because the pasta water is going to have much more flavor than just plain water. So I am going to use the pasta water. A 1/4 cup tomato paste. So I must remember to put 2 of those in. salt and pepper. I like my black pepper. 1 teaspoon of sugar, a quarter cup of basil leaves, so I must do a half a cup. Must maybe take some more out. Or alternatively, 1.5 teaspoons of dried basil. One cup of small shell pasta or macaroni. Oh, I've got the small macaroni. I'm not completely off my recipe. And I am not going to use basil leaves to decorate the soup, but you can use the extra basil leaves to decorate the soup. That looks delicious, I must say. Buying in bulk doesn't always work. These big packets of tomato, onion, and potato, if you buy all three or you choose 5 of the items and then you get it at a special price, I had to throw about 4 onions away, which has gone rotten. So it's actually a waste. And I will not use an onion that has gone rotten, because even if it started like that, I feel that that rotten taste or smell has already integrated through that whole onion. And so if an onion and a potato has gone rotten, I throw it away. Even a tomato, I don't know. There's something about some fresh fruit or veg that's gone rotten, unless it's right at the end, which I don't enjoy. Fruits as well. Difficult to just cut it out, and then it's stuck in my mind, that visual, and then I just don't enjoy eating it. The other thing about chili is that it sort of pulls into your skin. And at some stage, I put chili into my enchiladas. And if you touch your eyes, then that is, or your nose for that matter, it is not a very pleasant experience. So I did start to use plastic gloves, but then I tend to cut the fingertips off, and I didn't enjoy working like that. So I'm going to go bare hands on the chili today. I'm going to take the seeds out. If you leave the seeds in, it makes the dish more spicy and on fire. And I'm not looking for that much of fire, especially with my stomach issue. Nee, stoppel. I have not perfected the art of taking the big knife and crushing the garlic. I also don't know how it's going to work on such a big toe, garlic toe, but I like the plumper garlics, although I think I'm stupid. I think the smaller ones will be softer and fresher and maybe a little bit more flavorful. I'm trying to not talk so much nonsense while I am busy with a video on a specific topic. But then the silence is deafening. I'm going to have to do that. Whole punnet off. This is not even doing it halfway. Just get the other leaves out. I don't know if that's going to work for me to work in silence. I think I'm going to talk a little bit of nonsense. They say that nowadays with TikTok and YouTube and YouTube Shorts, people's average concentration span is about 8 seconds. So you need to hook the people to your videos in the first 8 seconds. Otherwise, they click out. And I can see if I go into the YouTube Studio Analytics that the people watch on average I'm at least now at 2 minutes, and not all the videos, only some of the videos. So you must know how many videos a person must make to get to 4,000 watch hours. No wonder the people are taking 3 years before they reach that target. It's crazy if you think that people cannot concentrate long enough to actually watch through a video. Now you wonder what actually grabs their attention. These silly, pointless TikTok videos where some of the people just sit and stare at the camera for X amount of time. Or well, point is, my videos must be boring or uninteresting because I don't have a hook. I don't know. Maybe I'm not clever enough or intelligent enough to get a hook every single time in the first. Well, if it's 8 seconds, I must actually hook you guys within the first 3 seconds. Apparently, that just doesn't happen. And then I watch, you know that I watch certain YouTube channels. I actually learn from them how they put videos together. Some of the channels makes me feel less bad about myself. Other channels make me feel very pathetic. But one of the channels I like to look at is the Cottage Fairy. She is very peaceful. She's got very slow, soft music playing in the background. She stays in a very mountainous, foresty area in a cottage on a farm. And her whole house and everything is cottage style, farm-like. And I get the idea that the people actually, especially city people, have a fascination with that, and that they actually like watching those channels because those channels, there's a channel which I also like to look at, which is in the Turkey rural areas. And but I see also that about the people, all the rural people in Turkey in that area is now starting to, I can't pronounce the area, are now starting to copy that video, and they that channel are starting to copy that channel, and they are all extremely popular. They all have millions. If I say I actually spoke about it in my previous food vlog. If I say millions, it is in the millions of views because of the whole atmosphere and the ambiance. Now, I stay here on my corner stamp of land in the middle of a very small South African city. And I cannot, I just realized that you cannot try and copy another channel because I am who I am. She's very soft spoken. Everything is very quiet and peaceful. And I'm always sort of in a state of semi hysteria. When I said that to Roland, when I spoke to him over the phone, he said to me, "Oh, we must write that down so that we can remember that." I said, "You don't have to write it down. I'm going to mention it on my next video blog because that is the truth. My voice pitch when I get excited just goes higher and higher. And when the little duckling hatched, Puddles, I actually had to cut about, I would say about 90% of that video out. I only used 10% because my voice pitch was so high that I even couldn't stand to listen to it. So sometimes when I get excited or I feel very passionate about something or I disagree with somebody, my voice pitch goes higher and higher. And then the people will ask me, why are you shouting? Or stop shouting at me. And then I say, but I'm not shouting because in my head, I'm far from shouting. I haven't even started to shout. I get animated and I'm actually now consciously concentrating on keeping my pitch of my voice just a little bit lower if I get excited. Because I must say, that wasn't very nice to listen to. But so I realized that I cannot try and copy another channel because that is just not me. I must say that some of the one person, not some, one person, I don't know if that person is jealous or whether that was that person's true opinion or whether that was a troll. Her comment on the cottage fairy was, why do you always whisper? I think that was a bit over the top because she doesn't whisper. She speaks in a slow cadence and with a very soft tone, and it has a nice effect on the people. The people say that it makes them relaxed when they look at her videos. But then obviously she's got all the nice cottagey trinkets that I don't have. There's nothing in my house I can actually turn the camera to that will create the same effect that she does in her videos. I don't have a forest to walk in. I don't have all the nice little wildflowers and those woody animals. It is just not. It is just not here, and makes it difficult. I do look at the camera angles and how they turn away to other things, which I actually have started to practice doing because of the 8-second concentration span. When I watched a video channel on, what the newest trends on YouTube for the YouTubers that they must look at in 2023, that's where I got the 8-second concentration span from. Not that I can't see it on my YouTube analytics. Is the way that you must use your camera. It makes it very difficult if I do have, because I made playlists. If I want to make a video on just the quacker ducks or just the chickens or just my dogs or just my cats, to then take the camera angle away, and now I'm trying to make a video of the new little duckling, and now I'm taking the camera away and I'm now angling it on the chicken clang or on Stoffel or on one of the cats, which I've done actually. It actually makes for a very good, a better video, I would say. It does make for more interesting watching, but I've got the strange brain and I made playlists to make watching easier, and now I don't know where to put that playlists in. So I actually then created a new playlist which I now call garden and animal medleys or animal and garden medleys, because now it's not only a duck a vlog, or it's not only a chicken vlog. So I don't know how those people are going to enjoy it if they're going to click on a quacker duck video and then they now see dogs, cats, chickens, garden. But how else do I keep people's concentration for more than 8 seconds, that they will look at my videos longer if I don't do that? Because and I must agree, keeping the camera on one thing for too long does become boring. You need to break it. But like I said, I've got this strange brain, and now it's not. It makes it difficult for me to fit the video into a compartment, a playlist compartment. So I don't really know what to do. Then the other thing is, I find that some people enjoy that you put music to a video, and then other people prefer to hear the natural sounds. Now, if you don't go to the trouble to put some music or something to your videos, then some people will think that you just slap your videos onto your channel. You can't even be bothered to go to a little bit of trouble for your subscribers. But then other people then say on somebody else's video that was said that others, I can't pronounce this place in Turkey, that they enjoy the fact that there's no music to the videos and that you only hear the natural sounds. So I stopped to put music to my guinea fowl videos because I thought that maybe the music irritate those people as well. But then we don't have all that lovely natural sounds here. I don't have a cow mooing in the background or a sheep bleating. I do have the chickens and the ducks and the roosters that I have, and I do have a lot of bird life. But we have got a windy season in Port Elizabeth, here by the coast where I'm staying. A terrible windy season. The wind really, it's not a breeze. It is a wind just short of a storm. And that's when I actually put music over the videos if I made a video outside, because I don't find, I find the wind blowing in the mic very disturbing. It doesn't make for nice watching if you hear the wind all the time. So that's why I then put music to it. I don't know. It makes I think it makes it difficult to try and please everybody. That's the bottom line. I suppose you can't please everybody. So that's why I suppose a certain group of people will subscribe to your channel, and then your channel won't be for some, and they just won't come onto your channel. That's why there's a choice in life, because people's tastes differ, and especially I'm not young anymore. I see that my older viewers, 65 and up, are picking up a little bit. I was wondering why I get the between 24, what's that age group now? A very young age group, and the older age groups, the top two older age groups actually didn't come on to watch my videos, which I thought was strange because I'm an older person. Um, I don't do young stuff. I don't. And I see that the oldest group, the oldest age group. Oh, I wonder if this. No, I think this little bit of chili is going to be just enough to just give it a little bit of warmth. The oldest age group is now picking up. Okay, now it's just to peel the tomatoes and cut them up. And then I must decide whether I'm going to make the soup on the gas stove. Maybe I must, or wait for the power to come on. I think I'm going to make it on the gas stove. Okay, so that's the plan. Now, that's the problem, that some people will now click on when I do a food vlog, and then they don't really follow me. They just basically come to see a recipe. Because I did run a very successful Facebook vegan cooking channel. I started it out as a bloodless palate, and the people were up in arms about the name. But the fact of the matter is, isn't that what vegans stand for? you you want to cook cruelty-free food. So I thought, and a lot of the things is about a lot of veganism is about um, anti-animal cruelty. So I thought it was an excellent name, but the people were up in arms about bloodless palate, and that made no sense to me. So uh, for a little over a year, I actually started to provide food to a retail. I started to retail to shops, and I then decided to change the name to a little bit more um, a softer name, and I then changed it to Solicious. And yeah, I've got some good vegan recipes, my own. A lot of experimentation, a lot of waste in the process, a lot of frustration in the process, and now I've decided I'm not going to do any vegan cooking anymore. I've actually now closed my business down, and I am in two minds whether I must do some of the recipes on my channel. And but then now those people will not actually particularly follow me as such, my life, me as a person. Um, they will only come onto the channel to see the recipe or the food that's being cooked. And I'm definitely not doing a a traditional cookie press cooking blog. And they will definitely click out. They will click out the moment that I am starting to talk nonsense, and I'm not now talking about the tomatoes or the type of tomatoes that I'm busy working with, or that I did not pick the basil out of my garden, and um, you know, I can't really blame them for it, but that is not my style. Uh, that is not my style. It will be like me being on a farm, cooking and having a chat with my grandmother. No, I'm too old. I am actually, I would have been the grandmother. I'm living in the past. uh, me as the grandmother sitting at the farm table and chatting with my daughter. Yes, that is the scenario that would have taken place now, and we will have just a normal conversation that normal family or people or friends would have with one another. And that's my style. Maybe because I am completely and totally alone, and that I don't really have family or friends to have conversations with, that my YouTube viewers have sort of become my virtual friends that I'm having conversations with. One sided conversations, because very few actually interact with me in the comment section. Okay, now it's just for chopping up the tomatoes, and then I will go over to the stove. Okay, so it is 4 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm just going to do until everything is nicely covered. There we go. Okay, then it is going to fry the onion, garlic, and chili for 10 minutes, and then add the tomatoes and then stir for another 10 minutes until everything is soft. Yeah. Hot. That's red stuff. It looks little, but I suppose it's not. I suppose the heat will come through. Hey? That's chili. Normally use the green chili for when I do the enchilada. I don't know if the red chili is hotter than the green chili, but I thought what the heck. But I'm doubling the recipe and I'm only putting one chili in. I'm supposed to put two in, but I'm only putting one in. So I hope it's only going to keep warm and not fire. I'm going to use again in our Parman's kitchen the vegetable stock powder. What would I have done without in a Parman? Once again, suitable for vegans, very nicely marked. This is the stuff I don't want to get finished in my pantry. I wish it can last forever. I bought it in big quantities. Yeah, and it's just going to be money. I use this all the time. I use enough Parman stuff all the time because I can cook with peace of mind that there's no animal products in. Okay, switch on. The recipe asks for 4 cups of vegetable stock. So I'm going to put in, oh goodness gracious, look, that's what my muscles do. I'm going to put 8 cups in. Oh, the tomato paste, that 1 sachet, just maybe it's a little bit less, but I'm not going to open more tomato paste for this. I'm going to be happy with this. I've come such a long way. In the past, I would have gone to the shop just for that 5 milliliters more of tomato paste. Now I know it's somebody's recipe. It doesn't really matter. It's not the end of the world. And then the recipe asks for 1 teaspoon of sugar. So I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of sugar. It's just to get that sourness, that acidity of the tomato and the tomato paste away. And then I must do salt and pepper. I'm going to taste. I'll rather put a little bit less and can add more, but if I put too much in, I can't take it out. They did not give a quantity in the recipe, so I suppose it's salt and pepper to taste. and black pepper, which I'm just going to grind now with a milk. Oh, it's grinding so slowly. And now it is going to be removed from the heat. And add the basil leaves. Now I'm going to let it cool down slightly because it must go through the blender. And then after that, the recipe, if you make for 4 people only, 2 cups of the pre-cooked pasta, I am going to put 4 cups of the pre-cooked pasta in after it has been blended. But we must wait for the electricity to come on first. In my next vlog, I am going to make a recipe out of Keep It Vegan. Over 100 simple, healthy and delicious dishes. And I do not know how to pronounce her name, Colin. And it is going to be on page 114. A crusty, no-knead carrot and courgette bread, which I'm going to make now, but it's going to be a separate vlog, which I will post the next day. We are going to have this with a soup. Like David just informed me that the power never went off. I'm waiting until 10 o'clock for the power to come back on. He said the power never went off. And I just showed him that Eskom's schedule from 8 till 10:30, and that our power was supposed to be off at 8 till 10:30. Problem is now I'm planning to bake a bread, which means they will at random then put the electricity now off, and I'm not going to know when. So that is a bit of a problem. But I just assumed. I never looked. Okay, so the power has been on all the time, but that had to cool down a little bit. I'm now going to splash my whole kitchen full of tomato. That's what I normally do. I know myself. And now we're going to add the pasta. There's 4 cups of pasta in here. And with that, I am going to say goodbye. Hope to see you in another vlog, tomorrow's vlog with the no-knee bread. And look after yourselves and keep well. Goodbye.